So could you look at our portfolio on your side and under the guise of, a more conservative approach as well as a not more conservative approach? In other words, if you were to open it up and you wanted more options, what would those look like? And then if you were to take a more conservative approach based on what we discussed previously, what would that look like?
It would be a reduction in equities, and increase in fixed income, but right now that would be a bad move. What we've done in the past is we've gone to our clients and talked to them and said, look, here's what's going on. We think you should become more aggressive or more conservative. And usually about 85-90% of them will go along with what we recommend. A couple of years ago, we told them, it's like, here's what's going on. We were worried about interest rates rising. Of course, it didn't rise right away, but, we think you should be more aggressive. Well, you should move from a balance objective to growth objective or growth to maximum growth. Usually one objective change seemed to make sense for most of them. But at some point, it'll be going the other way. And, that's something we can adjust within the objectives. Same thing with your policy is a little more broad than what we have for individual clients. But, it still bears something to talk about and discuss. Is this enough? Is this appropriate? How can we protect what's there and hopefully make some more money?
Does the current investment policy give you that flexibility? Or does it need to be amended again?
I think for now, I think it's good. I think if we get into that situation, I will definitely want to review it. But I think we went a little broader than in the past. Typically, what we find with nonprofits is that the policies are written such that they're too conservative. No one likes to explain to a board or to anyone why they didn't do well. Same thing with individually directed 401ks. You look at average profit over the years of about 3.5% a year. I mean, that's ridiculous. 3.5% is barely above the inflation rate over time. So there are, it makes sense to pay attention to it and be dynamic when it's appropriate. Sometimes there's just, there's no real known direction. It's kind of uncertain. It's going along, but it's pretty mediocre. More diversification makes a lot of sense. So just leaning towards whatever we see coming. Is it always right? No. But over time, it's right more than it's wrong. And that means that overall the account should grow more when doing that.
So let me understand though, Arlen, what you were saying is, do we as a financial committee come up with a benchmark or a point that we say, okay, this is as much as we want to take the cream off the top and set it off to the side in something else instead of continuing to invest? Is that what you're saying?
That's what he's doing now. He's skimming off the equities, the profits of the equities.
We do a little bit, but the danger in setting it aside like that is then if you get into a period where you do have real inflation, like in the 80s, double-digit inflation, it just erodes what you have so quickly. And if you didn't make it when you had the opportunity, then all of a sudden you've got a problem. That's really kind of the danger of that.
But what you're taking off now, when you do take off, is it because it's more or less a rebalancing?
It's a rebalancing.
It's starting so
right. It's a rebalancing.
Yeah.
64%.
Right. Right. It's a rebalancing in order to stay within policy. Mm-hmm. I don't think you want to be more aggressive than the current policy. I think what we're doing now, I think this is very nice. But we're just barely above the minimum for fixed income now, because that's what's appropriate. But if we see things are changing, we're going to be well above where we are now. We're going to be closer to the maximum. And, that we can do without coming to the board and saying, you should rewrite policy. We have a lot of leeway there. But if it gets bad enough, if we're to get to that